Good morning everybody, welcome back to Hiking the Wainwrights and welcome back to Grasmere. It feels like an age since I was last out, and indeed it's about 5 weeks ago since I was up on Helm Crag there and going along the ridge up to Calf Crag. This week however I'm on the other side of the valley and I'm going up a ridge that you might recognise from a previous video where things go a little bit south. But I'll talk about that when we get up there. So I've got 4 Wainwrights to hit today. Let's go and have a look at the map, see which ones they are and see what route we're going to use to go and tick them off. Once again I've parked the Lancrigg hotel, but this time I'm heading down Easedale in the direction of Sour Milk Gill before reaching Easedale Tarn. Path then branches off and it's a steep ascent up to the first Wainwright of the day, Blea Rigg. After that it's a nice gentle stroll along the ridge. We're going to go and check out an old campsite and then head up to the second Wainwright of the day, Sergeant Man. From here it's a very easy walk up to the third Wainwright of the day and the highest of the Central Fells, High Raise. Then I'm going to double back on myself and head in the direction of Codale Head before dropping down to the ridge that'll take me to the last Wainwright, Tarn Crag. Then I'm going to continue along the eastern ridge and drop down into Far Easedale. Then it's a very pleasant stroll back along the valley, and at this point I'll decide where I'm going to go for a pint. So that is the route. It is a good one. And the weather today, as you can see, it's looking a little bit, well, quite dramatic to be honest with you. It's quite warm, it's about 17 degrees at the moment. It's going to reach about 20. All this cloud is meant to break up throughout the day. So yeah, it could be exciting as it breaks. It's trying to put a little bit of rain down. Look at this, isn't it? Lovely little bridge here, leading nowhere. Yes, it's spitting every now and then, so probably going to get a little bit wet. The camera's got its little jacket on, so I should be all right. Very excited to be back out in the fells again. It seems like it's been too long. So without further ado, and dialing back the waffleage just a smidgen, let's get up to the first feature of the day, first main feature of the day, Easedale Tarn. Hey Hurdies! My bag feels very light this morning, and ordinarily that'd be great, you know, a nice light bag, but I'm starting to think I've forgotten something. It feels just a bit too light. I've got the camera, I've got water, I've got a bit of food, Morris bar. What the hell have I forgotten? It is worrying. Fat Boy Gate, I think. Yep. This is what I like to see. Sour Milk Gill. Full. The last time I was here, I think it was back in June, there was just a trickle coming out of this. Tiny trickle, and completely dry here in the riverbed itself. Quite disturbing when you see that, you know, when you know it's like this normally. So yeah, it's good to see it back. Check it out behind, honestly. Whew. I think we're in for a real treat today in terms of weather conditions and perhaps big reveals of landscapes. We'll see. We'll see. So far, loving it. As always, you know, I don't think there's ever a time I don't love coming out in the lakes and just hearing all these sounds and smelling all these smells. If you're familiar with the lakes, you'll know what I'm talking about, the smell here. Hey, here it is. This is lovely, lovely little tree here. Juniper, just perched on the edge there above the water. And there are actually quite a lot of juniper bushes or trees, whatever they are, around this area, like that one. In fact, if you head up towards Blind Moss Tarn, over that way, going towards Langhow, that sort of direction, there's a whole woodland of them. It's amazing, really beautiful, but kind of weird landscape. It doesn't feel like you're in England actually when you're walking amongst them. Okay, as we round the corner, we get our first glimpse of Tarn Crag just there. That's the final summit as we're coming down that east ridge. And looking back over our shoulder, we can see Helm Crag right there, hopefully I'm pointing in the right direction. You can clearly see the howitzer or the lady playing the piano. And then the whole ridge from, I wouldn't say last week's walk, the last video's walk, it was actually about 5 weeks ago, up to Gibson Knot, Calf Crag, and so on. So yeah, we're just one ridge or one valley over and going up to a place that has kind of been burnt into my memory forever. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit when we get up there. Alright, here we are at the first major milestone of the day, Easedale Tarn. And as I suspected, a couple of tents here. I thought there'd be people camping up here last night. I think that's a tent. My eyes are so terrible, it could just be like a rag. I don't know. But yeah, that's a very popular spot right there. In fact, the whole Tarn's popular with wild campers. You get people camping around there, just over that little knoll. There might even be a tent there. We'll see that a bit further up. But there's always a tent on that bit there. But from here, we now get our first proper glimpse of Blea Rigg up there. And that's Blea Crag, the big dark mass. So we're going to be heading along the Tarn just a little bit, and I'm branching off and going up to the, let's have a think of this, the east of Blea Rigg, and up onto the summit, and along that ridge there, up into the gloom and the murk that is Sergeant Man, and then beyond. It's looking quite dark though. I don't know how it's coming out on this, but it is looking very, very moody and ominous and a little bit scary, especially as I'm heading up into the danger zone. So if you're familiar with Wainwright's books, and this particular one, Central Fells, he mentions a little hillock just here, and the path goes to the left of it. And you can actually see that on the map as well, a little ring contour. We want to go to the left of it, east of it. I really love all the erratic boulders around here, you know, left behind during the last glacial retreat. There's a big one here, really big one over there on that little hill. Just peppered with boulders around here. Lovely. All right, just a little way along from those boulders, we get our path branching off. Pretty straightforward, and you can see it's very clear here. About halfway along the Tarn. Let me spin you around. Sorry, I know you hit me spinning. About halfway along. Look at it out towards Seat Sandal. Wow. Flipping heck. I think it's been one of those days. A lot of drama. Hopefully not a lot of drama with me. Just the weather. Yeah, looking good. Right, let's get up here. This is where it starts to get a bit steeper. So about halfway along this path, that's when we can see the contours. That's when we start sweating a little bit and breaking the back of the climb, really. It's been pretty steady away and gentle so far. This is when it gets serious. So yeah, head down, let's get up. Ugh. Tick City. Interesting though, I mean it's back end of August now. Well, not quite, sort of 20th. And the bracken's starting to die off. That seems a bit early. Flippin' hate bracken. I hate it for the obvious reason that there's obviously blood-sucking critters in there. Ticks and all sorts of nasties and spiders. but I hate it because you get absolutely soaked. If it's rained at all, even if it's a dry day, and it rained yesterday, it seems to just hold that water and absolutely soaks you. In fact, even if there's no rain, it's just dew, just a bit of moisture in the air, you get soaked. Luckily, it is a warm day and I'll be dry in about 10 minutes, but yeah, a bit of a pain. This means all the ticks might stick more, I don't know. Look how moody it is out behind now. Out to the east, looking up towards Helvellyn that way, Seat Sandal, yeah, and various others. Fairfields amongst that lot somewhere, buried. But I'm quite glad that actually Blea Rigg is clear so far. You know, touch wood, it's going to stay that way. It'll be nice to look back down to Easedale town. This is nice, another good example of moraine here. All these little piles, these little hillocks. That's all glacial moraine. And that's quite the view. Wonderful. All right, getting our first glimpse of Sergeant Man just there, that little knobble in the cloud. Eventually the path starts to level off as you're getting up to the ridge. Now it's a very broad ridge, it's a bit of a misnomer really, but it is a ridge I suppose. Just not your striding edge type of ridges. That wasn't as steep as I remember it. For some reason, in my mind's eye, that was much steeper and a lot of work and sweat fest, but it was all right. Oh, it's lovely up here. Erratic boulders, hurdies, all over the place. Hurdy right over there. Wonderful, what a view. I love it here, and it's so quiet as well. It's looking really nice out towards the south now, look at that. So you can see Elterwater there, Windermere behind it, very, very moody. Putting down bits of rain here and there, lovely. Coniston Old Man in serious gloom. And then we've got Pike of Blisco here, and then Crickle Crags, all of that obliterated by Crag. So we're very lucky actually. Wow, it is looking so moody now over towards Helm Crag. Flippin' heck. Alright, here we are on the summit of Blea Rigg. You can see it going down there, and I'll tell you what, the wind has really picked up. I mean, I think it's a windy day anyway, but when you're down the valley there, you're completely sheltered from it. But up here, wow, it's probably 20, 25 miles an hour, something like that. Yeah, good to be back. Why do I say that? Well, this is, if you've watched my the camping video where it all went a little bit crazy with the wind and everything else, and they flattened the tent down, this was the place, this is the ridge. So what I'm going to do in a minute, I'm going to go to that exact point where the tent was pitched, but this is the ridge that I walked along as it was getting dark, and had a beer and all that kind of stuff. I had so many comments from people saying, you know, drunk man in the dark on a mountain in the snow, what could possibly go wrong? Just going to spin you around though, have a look at this. So that is where we're going. So a minute ago, Sergeant Man was visible, the cloud base was up, and now the cloud base is down. Look at this, little hurdy. They're so cute, they don't give us stuff, you know, what the weather's like here. Let's get a bit further on here. Let's see if I can find that place where I camped, you know, years ago, that I was trying to find in that last video. And then we'll head up to the camp spot where I pitched the tent that night and show you that. Let's go. Ah, an imposter. You're not a hurdy, are you? What the hell are you? cute though, it's a nice shot that, isn't it? Well, it would be if you're a herdie. I must have got around about here on that night when I was wandering along drunk. Because I'm kind of in line with where I was that night with Cordale Tarn and Easedale Tarn. I think I kind of mentioned that then. But look at that, isn't that a great view? Wonderful. Hope you can see it. And beautiful view out towards Fairfield and St Sunday Crag, Cordale there. A lot of water around. It's lovely actually, it's lovely to see. After that horrible dry spell in June. Where the hell did I camp that night? Pretty sure I got about this far that night when I was looking for it. But I didn't go up here. A quick scan up here. You know what? I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Sorry, hoodie. This is it. This is the place I camped a few years ago, and I was trying to find. I couldn't find it. I knew it was kind of off the path a little bit up, and it is a bit squelchy, to be honest with you. It was a silly place to camp, but fantastic views. Well, that's good. I found it. I'm glad I felt that. Oh, it's looking really, really super moody now out into the east. First glimpse of the Langdale Pikes. And that campsite is just up there somewhere. Okay, so I'm above Cordale Tarn now, so that means I'm not far away from the camp at all, because this is where I came over and had a look at it. So it's just over here. I think, look at that, always being watched. Did I? Yes, I did. I think I came from over here. Yep, it's all looking very familiar now. And true to form, it's very windy. All right, here we go. This is where it was. The tent was just here. It feels very surreal being back here. Yeah, that was a crazy, crazy night just there. And this is the little shelter that I showed you as well. I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. It's quite funny. And I would have camped here, it would have been nice, but I got into this notch because the wind was coming from that direction there. I thought it'd be sheltered, but it all switched round. It all changed down here. This became a chimney, a wind tunnel, you know, and yeah, got a little bit battered. But the view hasn't changed. It's still absolutely flipping gorgeous. Look at it. Stickle Tarn, Harrison Stickle, Pavey Ark. I'll be doing them in the next video. Looking forward to that. But yeah, wow. You know, and that video, by the way, is it completely transformed the channel, because at the time of recording this now, today, that video's had 1.1 million views. I can't believe it. I mean, honestly, I cannot fathom that 1 million people out there have seen this. Embarrassing. Anyway, it was a bit of fun. It was a good night out. When I say a bit of fun, it wasn't at that about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I stopped filming. I mean, I mentioned on the video, I stopped filming because it got much worse, and I was, hand on heart, terrified that night. Terrified. I'm not a God-fearing man. I'm not religious at all, but that night I was actually praying to God to help me, because I was terrified. I thought the tent was just going to get, you know, not so much flattened, but inflated. I thought that the door was going to collapse. I thought the zips would give up, inflated, and boo, I'll be, you know, flying way over Sergeant Man somewhere and never to be seen again. So yeah, that's the reason why I stopped filming, and there's a little bit of a gap. And I had so many people as well say, hang on a minute, this is faked. Where's all the snow gone? There's lots of snow in the night, it's all gone. You went back there a few days later, but it had actually gone. Though the wind had got up even more, the temperature rose something like 6 degrees, so it all thawed out. And you can see it all thawed out underneath the tent. It was all soaking wet. It was a stupid place to put the tent, but you know, you live and learn. So that's that. Nice to be back. Nice to see it in lovely summery conditions today. Anywho, it's now time to get up to Sergeant Man. It's up there beyond that other knobble of rock in the Crag somewhere. And we can see the sheets of rain coming down now, so it's getting quite heavy actually. I'm hoping it's just a fleeting shower, and I'm hoping that the clouds move off. We can get a bit of a view from Sergeant Man. So we've got Sergeant Man right in front now, this knobble here. I'm going to go up and round and up the back of it. It always reminds me of a miniature piker stickle, this one. Hang on a minute, whoa, don't you dare clag in. Alright, here we are. On the summit of Sergeant Man. I don't know if you can hear me. Wow, that's heavyweight, that's strong wind, fairly heavy rain. Last time I was here, exactly the same kind of weather, but it was persistent that day. But look at that. What a wonderful view. This is gorgeous. But it's all disappearing, it's all going to be gone in a minute. What a shame, that is so atmospheric. But I'm going to push on, I'm going to get on to High Raise, which is over there. Might as well do it now, where navigation's fairly easy because there's no cloud. Let's do it. Well, it is a bit of a squelch fest round here, has to be said. Not very pleasant whatsoever. So High Raise is actually the highest point of the Central Fells. I'd like to point out, last time I was here, it was on the mountain leader course again, and I got us all lost. It was completely clagged in. We were coming in from, where were we coming in from? Must have been Thundercar Knot, and it was like pea soup. You couldn't even see your hand in front of your face, and navigating on the ground with the map, and I got us completely lost. Oh dear. Failing is learning, isn't it? Fortunately, should be alright today, at least getting to the top. Bit of a jump, here we go. Wow, nice little timelet. Can't see a ruddy thing. And here comes the rain again. But hey, this is the only redeeming feature of this hill, is the view out to the north, especially on a day like today, where you've got all the different layers and the rain giving it a bit of drama. So you can also see where I was a couple of weeks ago, up on Eagle Crag, Sergeant Crag. I came round here and went up to Ulscarf there. Now I could have come up here and ticked this one off, but like I said, I wanted to leave it to today, to such a horrendous weather day. It's not that bad. It's just a little bit of wind and rain. Look at this view. Look at it. I must admit, I forgot the view to the north is outstanding. Looking down to Langstrath, and obviously you've got Glaramara there in the Crag, and should be able to see Great Gable, Green Gable, Great End, and so on and so forth. Very nice. Oh, hang on. I didn't touch the trig point. I mean, that is a really classic Lakeland view, isn't it? Trig point, the cane, those ominous clouds, the rain falling there, obviously the mountains, the different layers in the background. That is beautiful. If I could be bothered, and if I wasn't a lazy git, I'd get my camera out and get a shot of that. But let's get on, let's get back down to Sergeant Man, and like I said, head on down towards Tarn Crag and maybe get a bit of shelter. Right, Sergeant Man is there, but I want to head towards Cordell Head, which is that way. Okay, I think I must have missed my path a little bit, so I'm slightly cross-country to find it again. Here we are. Just want to go to the, let me see, east of this little townlet here. Alright, managed to get off this big broad plateau before it clagged in too much and became a featureless wasteland and get me lost like it did last time. It's lovely, isn't it? Really, really nice. I love it. I love these conditions. God, gone off the piste again. Okay, I think actually my path is just there. Follows the path of the fence, the old fence. I'm going to stay up here because it looks a bit squelchy down there. It's looking nice out there, isn't it, towards Old Scarf and Greenup Edge, Withburn. Lovely. It is such an interesting day weather-wise. A lot of drama. So yeah, the path kind of follows these fence posts here. I know he's not supposed to navigate with fence posts and all that kind of stuff, but it does. And then eventually it's going to switch back round down towards Tarn Crag. Yeah, it's good, making good progress. Much quicker than I thought. Let's have a look. It's just come to 11 o'clock. That's not bad at all. Set off at 7, I think it was. Oh, now then. Here we go. A little bit of... oh, it's gone. Literally 1 second of sunlight. Where's the path? Where's the path gone? Oh, you... oh, that was so close. Isn't that an absolutely beautiful view? Tarn, the lilies. It's like an infinity pool going off to those clouds. So from here you can actually see the final wainwright of the day, Tarn Crag. There, it's like a little pair of horns. It's the left-hand one. Yeah, not far at all, really. This is one of Lakeland's outstanding views. Absolutely love it. You can see it's all opened out. Looking back towards Grasmere, you can actually see Grasmere itself, the lake, and then Rydal in the background as well. And we're now probably around about the same height as Tarn Crag. Roughly the same height as Blea Rigg as well. So we went up there, and if you can see it, you can see the big black mass of Blea Crag up into Blea Rigg, right along the ridge. I think where I camped that time in the video is either there or just slightly out of view. See this here? Be very careful of this when you walk along this path. Don't fall on it like I did a couple of years ago. It was all snowdrifts. I couldn't see it at all and fell right in, and my leg disappeared up to my groin in mud and snow, and just, yeah, it was a bit of a low point. Alright, so we can now see Cordell Tarn, which sits in this little glacial corrie above Easedale Tarn. So if you're down at Easedale Tarn, you probably don't even know that this exists, you know, if you've never been up here. It's lovely. You do get people camping up around here as well. You end up getting quite a few tents around the tarn. I've just had a marsh bar as well, by the way, so if the video just takes a real nosedive now, that's the reason why. I'm absolutely wired. Now as you approach Tarn Crag, which is just over there, come across these beautiful little tarns here. The last time I was here, these were completely dry. That's about, let's think about this, couple months ago, maybe June, something like that. Dry. It might have been like a little bit down the bottom there. I think that one was completely dry. But the view here is staggering. So it's Pavey Arctic caught my eye over there. We've got light sunlight hitting the ground now, so I'm getting excited. But yeah, the view here is great. You got this tan, that tan, and then Windermere in the background. It's quite special. It really is. All right, here we are on the summit of Tarn Crag, the fourth and final Wainwright of this particular walk. Look at that for a view. Isn't that something else? Let's just drop out the wind here in a minute and admire that in all its glory. Wow. Now, I came here, let's think about this, about 4 years ago. I remember standing on the other summit there, it's like a twin summit thing, just there. And I remember thinking, this would be a great place to come back in the winter on a snowy day and get a shot. 2 years later, I came back and I got this photograph. It was one of those days where all your ducks line up in a row. The conditions were perfection. We had snow, incredible inversions. There was a river of inversions going down the valley there, cresting waves. That's why I've called it White Horses, because it looked like cresting waves on the sea. And yeah, beautiful sunlight. It's just perfect. I think if there was sunlight hitting ground now, I'd be taking photographs like mad. I'd be going crazy, actually. But because there isn't, I mean, it looks really nice with your eyes when you're looking at it now. But when you get it home and you look at it on the screen, everything just looks a bit flat and grey and ugh. I don't think I'm going to wait. I'm going to keep on going, get down to the van and get to the pub. So, very rapid descent now, you can see. Very quick, and again, a little bit slippy underfoot. But yeah, we'll be back down the valley before you know it. So, yeah, let's get on. It is definitely trying to do it again, you know. These wisps of mist here, trying to form waves. Definitely one of the best views in the Lake District, in my opinion. I mean, look at it. You've got the Herdies here in the foreground. Imagine like a little bit of sunlight hitting them. Then you've got the ridge from Gibson Knot over to Calf Crag. Then you've got Steelfell, and then beyond that you've got the Helvellyn Massif. Layers upon layers. All you need is the right light, and this right here is a killer shot. And I love the shape of Seat Sandal as well. Anyway, the light's not happening today. You might be wondering, well, hang on a minute. It's one of the most amazing views in the Lake District, if not the world, and the conditions are potentially pretty damn perfect. Why the hell are you leaving? Why are you going back down the van, and why you got the pub? I guess I'm just not in the mood today. Sometimes I'm in a real hyper creative mood, and I would hang around and you know, sit through all sorts just to get something that I can visualize. But today I just don't feel like it. Really don't feel like it. And you know, if you're a creative person watching this, if you're a photographer or an artist or whatever, you know, you have creative days and you have non-creative days. And today for me is a non-creative day, and I think that's fine. I think it's all right to just not be creative and not beat yourself up about it either, because the creative days will come. They'll come back again. Might be even tomorrow, I don't know. I'm going to be kicking myself. Damn it! I should have stayed up there. But you can't force it. You can't. It then just becomes a chore and it becomes miserable, and you know, it's not about that. It's supposed to be enjoyable and fun. What am I waffling about? I don't even know why the hell you guys subscribe. And if you're watching, if you haven't subscribed, then don't bother. Alright, getting our first view of Easedale Tarn from above. Actually, that's a lie, because we got it from above when we were going up Blea Rigg, but yeah, since leaving it earlier on, now getting our first glimpse of it again. Yeah, from a different side, different angle. Nice, isn't it? By the way, if you're enjoying this video and you enjoy all my videos and you'd like to support the channel, why not head over to patreon.com/theblackclan. As well as supporting the channel and potentially allowing me to go full time with this and making more videos, you'll actually get a whole bunch of other perks as well, and I'll put them on the screen here. And if you're not interested in joining a monthly subscription, you can just head over to the website at blackcrag.uk and perhaps pick yourself up a fine art print. In fact, you can probably go and have a look at the picture that is supporting this entire season. It's the guiding light photograph, Giclée fine art print, limited edition. Like I said before in previous videos, once this season is done, I'll never print that photograph ever again. Like I said before, it will be deleted off my computer, so it's going to be a very unique photograph and worth so much money in future. Right, so looking back up towards Tarn Crag there, drop all the way down here. There's actually some bits of it a little bit slippy and a bit loose, but you get to this little col here. Now what you could do is you could branch off, you can actually see the path branching off there, look, and go down to Easedale Tarn and then pick up the path that we were on earlier on and go right down next to Sourmilk Gill. But we're not going to do that. We're going to keep on going on this path along the East Ridge. Whoops, and he slipped again. And keep on heading down, and we're going to come into the valley at a different point and walk in. That's looking nice, isn't it? Down towards where the van is, actually. These fields here, these are the fields I walked in right at the beginning of the walk. Oh, we got sunlight. We've got sunlight. Damn it, I should have stayed up there. I knew it. Oh, those herdies are begging to be shot with the camera. Well, as soon as I got the camera out, they cleared off. Oh, it's lovely though, isn't it? Look at Helm Crag, wow. Flippin' Nora, look at this. Cute. So yeah, got a little bit of light over on Silver How now. Brown cow. If I remember rightly, it gets a little bit brackeny down here, a bit of a bracken tick fest. Whee! Absolutely soaked again though. Shorts are completely soaked from the bloody bracken. We're now well below Easedale Tarn. Easedale Tarn's up that way, and you can see the path that I was on earlier on. You might be able to see the hordes of people going up there now. Huge groups. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and about 5 more there. About 25 people just in that short section. Well, I'll tell you something, that marsh bar didn't even touch the sides. Absolutely, Hank Marvin. Finally see the actual path that's going to take us out of this flipping bracken. Right, so we've now dropped into Far Easedale, and we're just going to cross Far Easedale Gill via this cute little bridge. All right, back in the valley, and I've got a bit of a trudge on now to get to the van, and there's no point in boring you to death with this bit, so just want to say thanks for watching as always. Really appreciate you guys coming along with me, and like I've said before in previous videos, it does feel like you are here with me. I love it. And again, as always, the route is a clickable link in the description. There's all kinds of details there. Elevation, distance, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in doing the walk, you can do that. And like I said before, don't forget to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed it, or if you're new to the channel. It makes a big difference to a very small channel like this and helps it grow, you know, and hopefully go full time. But in the meantime, stick around, don't go, because I'm going to go to the pub. I don't know which one I'm going to go to yet. I've got an idea, but it depends how busy it is, so I'll go and have a look. see what the parking situation's like. If it's busy, I'll move on to the next one. I'll just keep on doing that until I find somewhere to go and have a pint. So I shall see you next week, back out up on the Langdale Pikes. Hope you can join me for that one, because it's going to be a belter. I'll see you then.
Just on your foot. Sorry.